Taylor, what do you think? Should we get started and people can kind of just trickle in as they're able to, or wait another minute?
Yeah, I think we're ready. It's 9:01, so let's go ahead and get started. And yeah, again, guys. So we're gonna kick this off. Like I said, we're gonna have a most of this time. I want to make sure that we have plenty of time for Q&A at the end. So if you can save your questions, put them in the chat as we're going along. And then when we get to the end, you'll have the opportunity to unmute if you want to talk or if you want to just ask through the chat. Either way, but yeah, let's get started. So obviously, we're really excited for you guys to be here today. We're kind of going to give you a quick overview of the RealBricks platform, but really the opportunity that sits in front of you. And so quickly, here's kind of what this is going to look like, right? We're going to kind of introduce you to the RealBricks team. We're going to kind of look at what the traditional real estate investing methods and why there's quite a bit of problems with those, and then kind of how we're entering this new era of real estate. And how RealBricks is really going to help you guys capitalize on that. So we're going to give you a full demo of the platform, kind of show you how seamless and easy it is to really invest in real estate. And then we're going to cover, obviously what a lot of you guys are probably wondering, what type of returns can I expect with this? So we're going to make sure to cover that, the market and the property. So, where we have our homes, how we vet them, how we look at them. And then at the very end, we're going to talk about how to invest, how to get started. Literally by the end of this call, we're hoping that you guys have everything that you need to be able to just pull the trigger and get invested in some of these properties, right? And start earning rental income and appreciation. And then if you stick around to the end, we're going to show you guys how you can actually build your real estate portfolio for free. It's pretty cool. We got a pretty cool program that a lot of you guys will be able to take advantage of by the end of this call as well. So, and like I said, at the very end, we're going to save it for Q&A. So looking forward to that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So, um, as far as the investment team, my name is Taylor. Everyone, hello. I've been at RealBricks for about 7 months now, and I'm the CMO. And a lot of the educational content, a lot of the resources and things like this that you've seen, like me and my team has put together. Mike, Christine, Shelby, everyone. We work really hard to make sure that a lot of the education and pieces like this are really seamless for you guys. So stoked to be putting on this webinar for you guys. Just to educate you to make sure that, hey, is this the right decision for me? So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. Nick, you kind of want to give a quick intro?
Yeah, hey everyone. Thanks for joining again. This is super exciting. This is actually our first webinar, and we plan on doing a lot more in the coming years as we continue to grow. So I'm the head of investor relations. Pretty much all that means is if you sign up, you'll be getting a call from me, and I want to make sure that you can ask any questions you have. I like to go over people's experience levels if this is their first time, and really make sure they're confident in how this works so that they can start investing and growing their nest egg, right? Because this is all about long-term investment, which we'll get into. But I love working here because it's really allowing people who weren't otherwise able to break into real estate, which is this slide here. Um, and this is something that really allows the everyday person to start something that's going to really grow for them long term and make a big difference in their life. So super happy to be here. I started about 3-4 months ago, and yeah, looking forward to hearing all of your questions and going over this information with all of you guys.
Yeah, sorry, Nick. I didn't mean to jump the slide real quick. It just advanced on me. But one thing I did want to say too is, again, guys, like this is not financial advice. We're just trying to give you, as far as a Real Bricks platform overview, so you guys can kind of understand, hey, is this the right decision? So, I think where I want to start is like obviously everyone on this call, right? We're all super interested in wanting to invest in real estate, but a lot of us have been completely locked out of the market, right? Whether it's time consuming, it's expensive, or you just don't have the knowledge to do it, right? And so, like, I think what some of the problems and why this industry has been so ripe for disruption is look at the process, right? Like, if you wanted to go purchase your own investment home just outright, right? I mean, here's the list, right? You got to start researching properties. You got to know how to find a good deal, right? Like most people spend their entire lives figuring out how to find those deals, and then it's not even guaranteed that that deal is going to be great for you, right? And so then it's off to finding a lender. You got to tour the home. You need to make an offer for the home. Then you're hoping that it gets accepted. A lot of times people get into bidding wars with especially investment properties, and people that can really outbid you. Going all through all those steps is really a pain, right? And then that's even before you get you make the down payment of the house, which again, in a standard home like this, $60,000 we're talking about, because you need 20% down for most investment homes, right? So after that, you got to pay the closing costs, you're securing insurance, and before you even get the keys, right? All of that has taken so much time, effort, and energy, right? And then once you the keys. It's not done. You don't have a cash flowing asset yet, right? You got to do the renovations, the repairs. You got to list the home. You got to find and vet renters. You got to, basically put together a lease, and that's before you're even getting cash flowing into the home. And then once you finally do have that lease, your work doesn't end, right? You're still managing the property. You still have to do all the maintenance and the upkeep. And then even after that cash is flowing into, you got to deal with the accounting, the bookkeeping, the taxes, right? So this way is can be great for some people, but it's really, really complicated and long time consuming. We're talking $60,000 and over 100 plus hours. That's not even just for the upfront piece. We're talking recurring time that you need to spend in doing this. So, this way is broken, right? And so we are really excited to be in the new era of real estate investing, right? Which is with RealBricks, right? We've taken this process and made it so simple. So all of those 21 steps that we were just talking about, we've distilled it down in 3 steps. It's as simple as browsing our marketplace, right? Looking at the properties that we have, buying shares in them, and then you can earn rental income and appreciation with those shares, right? So what used to be $60,000 and hundreds of hours, right? You can literally be fractionally invested in these homes with as little as $100 and in 5 minutes or less. And so, it's we all of those 21 steps, RealBricks takes care of. You guys handle it so you can focus on what you do best. It's really the closest thing to passive real estate investing as you can get, right? And so what we want to do is kind of show you just how easy this process is, right? So if you guys haven't already, I would really encourage you to download our mobile app. Some of you may already have it, but if you don't, check it out. The UI UX is sick. It's super seamless, and it's really easy to use. But since we're on Zoom, I'm going to kind of show you guys how quickly and how easily this is to really invest in a home, right? So obviously, I have an account already. So if you haven't, created an account, don't worry. We'll kind of show you how to get started with this. But once you've got your account, you're going to come into the marketplace, and once you do some of your research, you can look and see like, okay, great, look at this. I can see, hey, this is a 5 bed 4 bath home. It's a brand new build. The pictures look amazing. It's rented for what, $2,750 a month, and then dividend yield, right? That's 6% a year that I'm supposed to get back in rental income. Okay, that's awesome. So, guys, I'd encourage you to do your research. Come down here. You can check out kind of the offering circular if you want to kind of read these, the use of proceeds, risk factors, all of these, and we're really transparent about our fees, offering details, all of this stuff you can find on here. But literally within 60 seconds, you can be invested in a home. I want to show you guys how easy this is, right? So um, once you enter your PIN, obviously, once you're there, I'm going to say, okay, great. I want to buy 10 shares of the blend. Okay. It's going to cost me $100. I am going to say, yep, I have read and accepted. Place the order. Of course, you want to read and make sure that you agree to the terms, subscription agreement. Click accept. And just like that, within what, I was 15, 20 seconds, I am now a legal fractional owner of this home, and I will be getting my portion of the rental income that this looks at, right? And so you can always come into your portfolio and take a look, say what your net account value is, what your last dividends were, right? We just paid out dividends about 2.3%, which is annualized around 9%, right? So guys, it's that simple is basically what I'm saying. And so be sure to take advantage of that because we think it's honestly the easiest and the fastest way to get invested in real estate and the lowest barrier to entry. So, like I said, definitely download the mobile app if you haven't already. But that's how simple it is. And Nick, you want to kind of talk through returns and some of the appreciation?
Yeah, definitely. And thanks for going over, how to invest, Taylor. I think that's super powerful to see you do it just literally on the Zoom call. That was Taylor actually investing and putting some money into a house, and he'll be getting his next dividend in the first few days of April because we pay out dividends quarterly. So what that means is every 3 months, you'll get a portion of the rental income that was produced from that property that you invested in. Going back to what Taylor said, I don't give uh, financial advice. I'm not allowed to do that. I'm working on getting my Series 7 so I can give a bit more of a recommendation based on your goals. But what I can say is that one strategy that a lot of people I've been working with is they're putting in $100 or $200 into the homes that we have available. And what that allows you to do is diversify, right? So then that way, if one of the homes sells in the future, or if one of them goes up in value, or the rents increase, you're going to be able to have shares in that home rather than just going all in on one home. The other really nice thing about this is you can invest anytime you want. There's no timetable. It's on your pace. We're actually working on getting a recurring investment model set up where you can set a recurring investment, whether it's $100 a week, $100 a month, $100 every 3 months, more than that. So we're working on getting that built on the back end as well. So we're very excited about that because that's really going to be able to allow people to just extreme passive income, right? They're not even thinking about it. They're essentially putting aside a portion of their income, their paycheck, whatever it is, into real estate. And no one's going to argue the merits of investing in real estate. This is how people build wealth long term. This is not a get rich quick overnight, right? This is real estate. Generally, it's going to go up in value. We'll talk about the secondary market here in a bit, but just wanted to give a quick strategy there on potentially putting in a few $100s into each home. If anyone was curious, the maximum that you can invest, Taylor just invested the minimum, which is 10 shares. Currently in the initial offering period, they're $10 a share. Minimum purchase is 10 shares, so $100. The maximum is just about 10%. I think it's 9.8%. Um, Something we didn't mention is this is all regulated and backed by the SEC. So RealBricks has actually been around for close to 4 years. And the first 3.5 years were spent building out the platform, the tech, but also getting regulatory approvals from the SEC. Everything's very secure and regulated by the SEC, which is the body that regulates the stock market. So just wanted to put that out there as well. So as far as the returns to expect, right? In real estate, there are really two major forms of uh, benefiting from owning an asset. The first is going to be your dividends. If you went out and bought a house outright, like Taylor was going over on that slide earlier, you receive all the income, right? You receive all of the rental income from that home. But then you're stuck with dealing with paying the taxes, paying for a repairman to go out to the home to fix the broken dishwasher. You're dealing with, having the mortgage come out of your account each month, uh, the loan over your head. So with this, there's no credit check, there's no mortgage. All of that's taken care of by RealBricks. We actually purchased these homes cash, so there's no mortgage on them. So what you're able to do is just put in cash from your bank account. One of the first things that you do when you sign up for an account after uploading your ID and putting in your information is linking whichever bank account that you want your investment to come from. When a yield comes through, that's from the rent that was uh, accumulated by the tenant. It gets sent to you back to your RealBricks account. Now, the way it's set up right now is it goes into what's called your RealBricks wallet. You can either transfer that to your bank account or leave it in there. One thing that's very priority for us right now is setting it up so that you would be able to reinvest that dividend automatically. Then you're able to take advantage of compound interest, which essentially is just going to snowball your investment in the long term because you're just building on the dividends each time you get one. So like Taylor mentioned, 6% is something that we're very conservative about. We'd rather have a lower projected return on the site and then outperform rather than have a flashy 8 to 10% on the website and then maybe we had hit a 6.5 or 7. We did just hit a 9.2% clip in our first dividend sent out in January, so we were very happy about that. We do plan on continuing to strive for really high incomes. These homes are nice, new construction homes with good tenants. One of them just had a lease signed through the end of 2029, so that's one I've been showing to people on the phone. That'll be really great for dividends because we know there's going to be someone paying rent there until at least 2029. And, this is almost like the cherry on top is the dividends because in 1 year, let's say you only invested $100, the dividends, if we hit, let's say 8%, are $8, right? So some people will give me pushback on that on the phone, which I totally understand, right? What's $8 going to do for someone? But it's not just the dividends that are making you money, it's also the appreciation in the home. What that means is this all kind of goes back to just the traditional model of buying a house outright. If you buy a house today at 250K and you hold on to it for 10 years, historically speaking, that home's going to go up in value. Sure, there's some inflation built in there, but generally speaking, the value of the home itself will continue to rise. That's why you're going to be doing all your research on markets. We'll get into the Omaha market here shortly. Same thing goes for owning shares, right? Even if it's just 100 shares, once a home has been fully sold out, meaning all the shares available in the initial offering period have been sold, the home will get moved to our secondary market. This is a big differentiator between us and other platforms out there, is the ability to exit your shares. A lot of different fractional companies out there will have what's called a holding period, where if you go in and you buy shares, you have to hold it for 5 to 7 years is a very common duration of time. At that point, the company decides, okay, we're going to exit everyone and just pay them whatever that amount is. And they may go on to sell that home and get the benefits there. So with us, what we're very excited about is the ability for you to sell your shares. Now, obviously, the more shares you have, the higher return you'll see, right? Same with the dividends. If you put in $1,000 compared to $100, 6% or 8% of $1,000 is a lot higher than 6 to 8% of $100. That's why it gets really important to set it up on a system where you are able to put in, $100 a week or every time you get a paycheck, just something that's going to really build that for you without breaking the bank. So as far as the appreciation goes, what that means is that you'll be able to sell your shares on the open market, again, ideally for higher than what you initially paid for. Now, of course, real estate has its ups and downs as well. Typically speaking, it's a whole lot less volatile than the stock market. It's a lot more steady. Again, this is how people build wealth long term. Set up a nest egg for their family, college account, retirement account, whatever your goals are. Real estate helps a lot of people in the United States and across the world, right? There's no secret here, right? This is how people build wealth long term. You're not going to put $100 in tonight and wake up and it's $200. This is something where you need to flip the switch in your head. Hey, I'm taking a baby step today to set myself up and my family for tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I mean, think
I
about it. You
personally,
wouldn't buy a house, you wouldn't go buy a house and then, let's say for $400,000, and then 3 months later be like, I'm ready to sell it. Is it worth 500 yet? Right? Like, no, you sit and you hang on to it for, 5, 10 years. Like Nick was saying, that's where the real power of this, the appreciation comes in, where you can make the real cash if the home has appreciated in value. And that's why I think this platform is so unique, because you can capitalize not only on getting rental income, but you can also capitalize on the appreciation of a house, right? Dual income streams, really, for something as simple as investing, digitally online. Sorry, Nick, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to make that point.
no, absolutely. Yeah, totally agree with that. I think we can probably move on to the next slide.
Great.
So as far as the markets we're in, right now we are in Omaha. So our founder lives outside of Omaha. It's not just because he lives there that that's where we started. To be completely transparent, I didn't personally know a whole lot about Omaha before I started here 4 months ago. But after I've done my research, and we've pulled different stats from articles and reports, very stable Midwestern market. It potentially is not going to blow up or get too oversaturated like in Nashville or in Austin or Atlanta. Low cost of living, and there are new homes being built there because families are moving out of the hot zones, right? The Bay Area, um, Arizona, even New York, obviously, Dallas, Seattle, right? The areas where people are getting priced out, they're trying to find a place to live where they can raise a family, have a backyard. Places like Omaha are a place that you can do that. Um, I've been in single family real estate for close to a decade now, and I'm very bullish on single families. These people are renters. Most of them are saving up to buy a house on their own, right? So this is something that we're focused on right now, is the Omaha market. Without getting too into the weeds, we are working right now with one of the largest builders in the country to get more inventory up on the site. So expect that in the next few months. Um, for now, it's Omaha. There are currently 4 homes available to invest in: the Stag, the Blanton, the Dalmore, and then Woody Creek, which is the other one. The Cedar Ridge is actually currently in the process of selling. And again, goes back to, hey, go and put $100 on each one, right? Diversify across all 4. Make sure you get the $10 share price. Um, as far as population grows, you can see the growth there. Uh, one name that I've been seeing pop up in articles on rent increase is Omaha. It's usually
Yeah.
around between 5 to 12 I've seen on like the main lists of rental growth over the last decade or so. So that's really interesting to keep an eye on as well.
Yeah, a
Um,
lot of real estate investment kind of publications always consistently has Omaha on its like top 10, top 20 list. Like the Midwest in particular, because home values are they weren't hit as hard as some of the other hot spots in the nation. And the fact that, I don't know if you guys have ever been to Omaha, but whenever I fly out there to go meet with the founder, like it is constantly under construction. There's new builds going up all the time. Like people are moving there. You got a really strong, stable workforce. Omaha is really an up and coming market, and I think that's why we feel so bullish and why those properties were initially selected in there because I think we'll have to look. I'll get you guys the numbers afterwards, but I mean I think 3 out of the 6 of our properties have already appreciated in value, even in the last like 2 years. I don't have the exact numbers, but they're already ticking up. And as you can see, Zillow Home Value Index for just Omaha, Nebraska, it just keeps ticking up. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. And their claim to fame is Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway, right? That's where Warren Buffett is. Mutual of Omaha is another Fortune 500 company there. There's a few others as well if you want to do your research. But yeah, I feel very strongly about Omaha. Obviously excited to enter some new markets, get some different plays, whether it's like a higher cash flowing market or maybe a more stable long term as far as like maybe the price is higher on the home, but it's a 6 bed, 4 bath, and the renters are going to stay there for a few years. So there's lots of different angles to look at this, but for now we're very excited about Omaha and how these homes are performing. All right,
yeah,
so Taylor, yeah, Taylor, you can either take this because you already actually did this, right? Pretty much for the most part, you invested, but if you want to take this, or I can.
yeah, no, for sure. I just, I wanted to come reiterate with you guys. Like, if any of you guys want to, after the Q&A, we're going to be stepping online and showing, kind of screen sharing, walking you guys through the setup process. So if any of you guys want to do that, be sure to stick around afterwards. But again, it's if you're ready to get started in this whole process is going to take you less than 5 minutes. So all you got to do, go to our website or download the app and then just create your account. It's going to ask you a few simple questions like, hey, what's your legal name? As defined by the SEC, you got to upload a picture of your driver's license just so we can verify that you're a real person. And basically, after you go through our Q&A check real quick, you're gonna go ahead and link your bank account through Plaid. It's totally secure. We've all used Plaid, and then go ahead and browse the properties like we talked about. We've got the Omaha market, and then it's as simple as buying shares, like I walked you through earlier. So guys, like you can literally be invested in all 4 of the properties right now in less than 5 minutes if you want to. So yeah, highly encourage you to download the app and go check it out. But it's literally that simple. Nick, anything else you want to add to this?
Yeah, I definitely want to make sure that we leave time for Q&A. And I think you mentioned there on the invite, it was a 30-minute call, but Taylor and I both have availability till the top of the hour, right, Taylor? So, we can
Anyone
definitely
that
go
wants to
over.
stick around.
Yeah, anyone who wants to stick around. The other kind of one more thing I was going to say about just the mindset of investing is it's always important with any investment and basically any decision you make in life, look at the alternative, right? If you have $100 in your bank account right now, let's just say it's sitting in your Chase or your Wells Fargo or just a bank account, if it's not doing anything for you, then what are you doing, right? Let's put that money into an account that's literally paying you back, that you can leave in there and it's going to slowly grow for you in the long term, that you just add a little bit to here and there. It's like a slow drip in a large bowl of water. So just something to consider as well as what the alternatives are to not investing.
Yeah. 100%. And I think, again, too, if you guys, Nick is a great resource. Right after this webinar, we're going to send you guys out an email so that you guys have his contact info, his booking link, so you can chat with him literally anytime if you have questions about any of this process. Nick has been so great helping new investors get their account set up, talk strategy, hey, where should I put some of my money for things like this? So definitely utilize him as a resource and be looking out for that email at the end of this webinar. Um,
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Taylor.
yeah, for sure. And the last thing, like I mentioned, that I want to make sure we covered before we get to the Q&A. We just launched a referral program. So if you guys are super bullish on this and you're liking what you're seeing, you guys actually have the opportunity to build your portfolio for free. So we've got a super cool program where just by simply sharing Real Bricks with your friends and family, you guys can earn 10% of everyone's initial investment. So up to $10,000 in free real estate. Like that's easy money and a great way to continue, when we're talking about slow drip building that portfolio up, sharing it anytime conversations come up in real estate, you can say that, hey, if someone invests $1,000, right off the bat, you're getting $100 into your account, which is, again, slowly over time, that's going to really start helping you build. So want to make sure you guys are aware of that. And again, if once you're invested, all you have to do is basically get your account created, invest in a property, sign the affiliate agreement, and then you can share this with anyone that you want. So that's all we got, guys. We want to save time for the Q&A. So I think probably the best way to do this, well, let's kind of either do it in the chat first, or Nick, what do you think? Do we we just start with chat questions, or do we want to just kind of do a hand raise and then do them over video?
Yeah, for since we have, it looks like 22, I think a few of those are us, right? And then a few other RealBricks employees. But if you want to just ask them, go ahead. If you want to put them in the chat, whatever you're comfortable with, I think we'll be able to field them, you know, uh, out loud and if someone wants to speak up or if you want to just type them in. I'm good with both. So I see a raised hand from Kathy. Um, Kathy, if you want to go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, hey guys, thanks for doing this. I just saw this from, I just saw you on email. But I wanted to ask, are you affiliated with an investment firm or are you the investment firm?
Uh,
Like
I
we are the investment. I mean, we own the properties outright, and we own the technology. So when you talk about an investment firm, like I guess in that sense we are the investment firm. But I've never really gotten that question. I mean, Nick, what would you say to that?
So Nick, is
yeah,
do you have your what, series 22 or something and you're working on your 7?
yeah. So I have my California real estate license, which I don't even hang because I'm not using that, right? We don't sell properties in California. I'm working on my Series 7, which is essentially like a stockbroker's license because these are securities.
Right.
I think what you're asking is, are we a broker dealer or are we an investment firm in the scope of we purchased these homes cash a couple years ago? If that's what you're saying. Just in
No,
the entity of.
I'm asking because I do understand what you're doing. I do understand fractional ownership, and
Mhm.
I am just curious who is making these. How are you making the trades through the SEC?
Yeah, so I'm working like 2 hours a night on this Series 7, so I can answer these a bit more knowledgeably. We do have a broker dealer. Anyone who sells securities, these are all Regulation A offerings.
Right.
Needs a broker dealer. So right now, that's a third party broker dealer that we use. I believe they're called. I don't know their name, Taylor. I don't know if you do.
And
Um,
yeah, but they're the ones that handle it. Yeah, like the broker dealer transactions for that. So we integrate with them on the back end, Kathy, if that answers your
yeah,
question.
Okay. I was just curious who that was, and if you're going to be a broker dealer.
We
it's in the
talked about it.
cards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's on the roadmap for sure because us being our own broker dealer allows us, a lot more headroom in terms of, fees and things like that. We don't have to pass on to the end user. So it's definitely on the roadmap. We'd love to become our own broker dealer, but for now we're using a third party.
Okay. All right.
and then the
Okay.
name is Dalmore. My colleague just let us know in the chat. Dalmore is the broker dealer.
Down.
Dalmore.
Okay. Oh yeah, I don't see it yet, but uh
Which actually reminds me, while I have
oh,
everyone here,
Dalmore. Okay, I see it now.
yeah, which actually
Okay.
reminds me, the one that did have the extended lease, if anyone is interested in getting started, it's actually called Dalmore on the website. It's one
Confusing.
of the
Yep.
homes.
Yep.
Um, that one's leased through 2029. I'm seeing a note from TJ. Thanks, TJ, for the kind words here. Looks like you do some crypto investing. Um, your question is BlackRock. Does it sound like this falls in line with what BlackRock is looking to accomplish with tokenized real estate world assets? Probably in the same realm. We haven't done tokenization yet. We're a relatively new company as far as launching out to the public. So these are all conversations that we're having as, getting on a Coinbase or something like that, not on the immediate roadmap. And then Taylor, I don't know if you want to take that a stab at that one as well. Right now, this is, essentially a Reg A offering through the SEC, and you own, securities in the home or shares in the home, but
Yep.
nothing to do with Bitcoin or tokenization, at least at this point. I know there are some platforms out there that do that though.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Not on the road. I mean, I think the real power is, I think it's interesting to look at, purchasing, with some type of coin or something like that. But I think the fact that we're, regulated by the SEC and we're using the USD, is a really solid base for us for now. And then, yeah, it's something that we'll look at in the future. What else, guys? Any other questions we can help answer? Put them in the chat. Raise your hand. We've got plenty of time, so anyone, don't be shy. We can answer anything.
I just want to thank you guys for answering my question. This is a phenomenal presentation, and I've been texting my wife back and forth. She's the one that told me to get on this, and this is something that we're definitely going to jump into. Both feet. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, no problem, man. We're stoked
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank you, TJ. And then I think Taylor has a slide with my contact info, but I don't know if everyone has access to this chat right now, but I just put my email in the chat. If you want to email me, we can set up a call.
Yep.
Will do. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
guys,
TJ.
we'll follow up. We'll make sure you got all of our contact info, Nick's direct line, his calendar booking link. So please reach out to us, guys. And obviously, if you don't want to ask the question here, we're around all the time. Shoot us an email, book a call. Let's hop on the call. Like we'll answer anything for you guys if you have any other specific questions or things that come to mind later down the road.
Terry asked, do you have social media? Absolutely. The head of our social media is Taylor, but also Christine, who's here on the call in the background as well. We're doing a lot of work with, getting out on different podcasts. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, pretty much everywhere. Also YouTube. Taylor made a really nice how it works YouTube video. If you wanted to share, I think it's 9 minutes long. If you just, go to our website and go to the How It Works page, which is, I think, where all of you got, registered for this Zoom. There's the YouTube video right there.
Yep. Yeah, and again, like I said, we're super early in the stages, so it's more fun and time to create content when we can, but we're dedicated to really pushing out as much educational resources as we can, and just I think a lot of investment firms and platforms, they really skimp out on providing value. It's more like, hey, here's your return, let's gobble up cash. Whereas, I think we're a platform that really focuses on like, hey, we want to grow this space together with everyone. Because, again, our founder, Chris, he set out, he wanted everyone to be able to have access to the real estate investment market, right? Which most people are locked out of. And that's been our mission from day one. And we're committed to that. And hopefully you can see that with the types of people that are on this call, right? We're down to earth people just trying to help everyone get their foot in the door in real estate, because I know it can be really challenging these days. So yeah, give us a follow on the social channels. And like I said, we're gonna do our best to keep putting out good content for you guys. So we can keep pushing this thing forward.
Yeah, and then thanks, Taylor. And then another piece on the content is, on our website, another one of our colleagues, Mike, he's a rock star at putting up blog posts. If you wanted to do some research on, different ways to look at this, and it's really informative. The articles are great with statistics and graphs and all that fun stuff. I love working here because you can do all the research in the world, and you should, right? Do your diligence. But hey, this is real estate. Let's get started with $500 and see where it goes. A lot of people I've worked with are putting in 100 and then saying, okay, Nick, I want to see my first dividend. And then once I see my first dividend, I'm going to come back and put more in. We saw that happen quite a bit for the people who invested, in Q4 of last year. They got their first dividend, super high return rate on people coming back and putting a little bit more in, because they're like, hey, this is great. That's real money in my account, and I want to put more in. So that's just another thing to keep in mind as well.
Yeah, and guys, the cool piece, and Renee, I saw you ask your question. I'll get to that in 1 second. But what I wanted to add to Nick's point is, I think what's really cool is we don't prorate any of our dividends. So, right. So if we're coming up at the end of Q1, we'll be here, almost in 30, 40 days. You can invest up until basically March 31st and you'll get that entire dividend. So your money's working for you. So again, you got about 30, 40 days left to invest. This is a great time to get in, to make sure that you get that full Q1 dividend that, again, can't say exactly what it's going to be, but it's looking like it's going to shape up to be just like Q4, which I think was around 2.3%. So, again, just a great way to do that. And then, yes, Renee, I think Mike answered the question in your chat, but yeah, basically when a home sells, let's say you own 1% of that home. If the home sold for, $400,000, or let's say it was purchased for 400,000, say, it appreciated by $10,000. If you owned 1% of that home, you would capitalize on the 1% of that appreciation, right? So it's separate from the rental income. And yeah, because we had a home sell, what was it? Probably 3 months ago, and you'll get emails in your account, notifications saying like, hey, home's been sold. Here's your portion of your shares returned back to you, and then any appreciation on top of that. Hopefully that answers your question.
Who else?
Yeah, what else, guys? Great questions. Keep them coming. Any other questions we can help answer, anyone? I guess
Has anyone in here?
I was going to ask real quick. I am curious if you guys can drop in the chat how you all heard about RealBricks. You know, like I said, we're relatively new. We're in a couple of spots. You know, obviously, social media. We've worked with some influencers. You know, just trying to get the message out. But I'd be curious. Yeah, if you guys can put in the chat where you guys heard about it, RealBricks, that'd be great. Mr. Worthy said, where can I find shares outstanding? I need to know how much time I have to invest before all the shares are gone. So the shares outstanding should be in the offering details on the property page. Yep, Mike just got to that. So if you click on the property and you scroll down to the offering details, it should show you the amount of shares still outstanding. Heard from a business partner. Okay, awesome. Invest in a original IPO. Okay, great.
So Amy, you could definitely take advantage of the referral program if you're in real estate, you know, sharing with colleagues and buyers if you work with buyers and sellers. So,
Awesome.
oh, nice.
Already doing it. Love it.
Love to hear that. It's great. Yeah, I mean, I actually had someone who asked me if they could put up their referral code on their social media. Go for it. There's no
Yeah.
rule against that. That's great, you know.
We
Think that's a really
chatted
good
with
idea.
a really smart college student yesterday from IU, who was asking if he could print out like basically flyers and leave them on all the like those big college dorm halls, or like where everyone has to sit and and learn, and it's 400 seats. He was like, "Can I print those out?" And I was like, "Absolutely, man, go for it.
Yeah.
Spread the word. Great way to earn free real estate." And he's taking full advantage of that. It's awesome. Okay, guys. What any other questions? Like I said, we've got a couple more minutes, but if the chat's kind of quiet and we don't have any other questions, I think we can wrap it up. But we'll give maybe everyone a minute or two to see if there's anything else we can cover.
Kathy, I'm reading your note right now. Yeah, happy to have a conversation with you. Congrats on passing the SIE. Yeah, I will want to chat with you because I don't know if Series 22, we can chat offline about this. Something I'll look into, but yeah, I shared my email and it'll be, on the follow-up email. Here it is again. Shoot me an email and let's hop on a call. I have availability today. Let me just go ahead and put my direct office line here as well. I might as well. That's my direct office line if any of you all want to call me. I believe that's a Boise. Is that a Boise zip code, area code, Taylor? 986, or is that Omaha?
No, that's I think it's Omaha. That should be.
Okay. I, that was because I set it up in our business name, but I'm in San Diego, so I tell people that I work with on the East Coast. I can always take calls in the evening. If it's 7 o'clock your time, you're home from work. It's 4 o'clock where I am, so you can always reach me on phone or email. I'm usually able to text as well. We have an issue with our service provider right now, but that should be up and running in the next few weeks. So that's a good way to keep in touch with me as well. But yeah.
Well, sweet guys, I really appreciate everyone taking time out of the busy day. I know it's it's tough to find time for this, but I really appreciate each and every one of you guys showing up and yeah, letting us kind of share the word about RealBricks, why we feel so bullish about this, and hopefully you guys do too. And like I said, we're going to be sending out a recording for this webinar, and then obviously like all of our contact info. You guys need anything, feel free to reach out. And if you want to invest today, great, reach out to Nick. If you want to invest next week or next month, still reach out to us. We're happy to help anytime. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's keep this fresh. So we have a call in 20 minutes. We have a team meeting in 20 minutes. I don't have a call until that time. So anyone who wants to email me or call me right now when we jump off, go for it. Because I'm feeling good about this and excited that we got this good turnout for the first one. We're super excited to hold these in the future on different topics. And thank you everyone so much for being here.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Okay, guys, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Bye everyone. Thank you.